Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. And how do you do? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. And I love you. Ooh, ooh. That's right. Edwina B, Miss Cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, coming to you just the way I am. How you like me now? Huh? See, you never go by the messenger. You always listen to the message. So you see that I would think that I look like a hot mess, and you're probably saying the same thing. Well, guess what? That's what this whole conversation is about. Thinking that I'm all that, the chips and the dip, as my pastor Christopher Allen Bullock would say. No, you look like, need I say it? No. And that's why for January 20th, this is my first virtual, not this one. This evening is my very first virtual uh conversation slash session. Yes. Tonight. And so I want to drop that in your spirit right now because I need you to go to your I need you to send an email, okay? I need you to send an email because this is what we're going to be doing tonight. All right, let's see here. Da da da. Okay, let's see here. Here we go. Yes. So. Listen. Now I listen. I I so enjoy being me, just as crazy and cuckoo pops as I can be. I just had this thing start to itch, right? So what I was about to say was, ah, tonight, tonight is about taking off the mask, right? And so my very first free to hope virtual conversation slash session with Edwina B is tonight. It's tonight from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. And so I need you to send an email while you watching, either from your phone or the computer. Send me your email, right? So email me at edwina.bell@yahoo.com. Edwina.bell@yahoo.com. So I can send you the link for tonight's free virtual conversation slash session with Edwina B, Miss Cougar for Cocoa Pops. Because I'm going to give you an overview and the purpose of why being broken and being broke have solutions. But before we can even talk about solutions, we have to become aware. And so what better demonstration that I am doing right this second, right? Came on with the wig, came on with the glasses half cocked. I can't find my dentures right now, but y'all see me without them, but you know I do have them. And I have a pretty smile when I do have them in, but I got a pretty smile now. Don't you agree? I love y'all. I know I love you too. I can see Jay and Rochelle. So I'm like, well, you girl, you crazy, but guess what? I'm real. It's about being transparent and authentic. The guy who woke me up this morning woke me up just the way I am. He laid me down to sleep last night just the way I am. So when I wear my best God shirt, y'all better believe I know who I am and whose I am, no matter what y'all think. I know my God loves me because he created me. And I've learned to love myself. So we're going to get into all that tonight. So please, I'm not going to beg. But I will say, please join me tonight. Send an email to edwina.bell@yahoo.com so that you can attend my very first hour-long virtual conversation slash session so that we can unravel our brokenness and being broke. So let me go back to my original openings. I just had to get that in first, okay? So this is the free to hope from recovery, emerge empowered. Now, you would have to think that I've been empowered. You should have to know that I'm empowered if I can sit before you just the way I am. Wouldn't you like to do that? I can show you. I can show you if you're willing. If you are willing to identify the mask and be willing to dissect the mask and be willing to evaluate the mask as to where they came from, where they started, so that we can be set free from recovery, emerge empowered, so that I can give hope to others, help others prosper equally. Let me ask you, since January the 1st, and probably, years later, years previously, but as of January the 1st, 2024, I've been coming to you, just the way I am. And so today is January the 29th, and I am still presenting you who I really, really am. And so that's the importance of being set free, so I can give you hope, help others prosper equally. Now it's 6 something in the morning. I'm in my kitchen, my little made up studio, and I'm doing a podcast, right? I'm doing a broadcast, right? And so I want to be able to show you how you can do the same thing. Don't get all hung up in the messenger. Feel my spirit. Feel it. Close your eyes if you can't look at me like this, but listen to the message. Okay? And so, free to hope, from recovery, emerge empowered to give hope to others. Now, if you need a keynote speaker, try me. If you need a facilitator, call me. If you need a workshop leader, I'm available. If you need for me just to sit before you and hold your hand and let you know it's okay to be you, it's okay to be me. All right. So my next thing I want to announce, right, um, is why we're doing this topic. Are you tired of being broken and broke? Where did it start? How did it begin? All right. So we know by now, but some of you may be joining in right now. I'm freaking tired of being broken and broke. I need to know where that stuff started, how, who, what, when, and where. Yes. And guess what? It started with the family. It started with the family. So this is some of the things you want to review tonight, right? All right. So now that you're tired of being broken and broke, what are the solutions? So the solutions are me sharing with you the spiritual tools and resources that help me to sit before you just the way I am. I need a drink, a coffee. Just the way I am, right? So one thing about me, I've learned that I cater all to my humanness, right? I didn't know about the spiritual part, and I didn't know, right? I wasn't taught about none of that, right? And so through my journey in life, I found out that I am a human being, right? Right? I'm human, but I'm also spiritual. This is just the body that the spirit is encased, right? And whatever spirit occupies this body, it's going to show what it's all about. And so we're gonna be able to go through that, those spiritual resources, the Bible, my 12-step recovery program, the 4 agreements by the Uly's family, now 5, right? Dr. Sonia, P3 University, now P3 Global. Yes, yes, yes. And I am hoping that me demonstrating, that me sharing with you that it's okay to be you. It's okay to be just the way you are, right? It's okay, but it takes a journey to get there and applying some spiritual tools. Yes, okay? And so y'all also know that tonight is my first spiritual, conversation session through a virtual, okay? And I need y'all to sign up. I send in your emails. But starting in February, the 3rd Thursday of the month, I'm going to have a 2-hour masterclass. Oh, we're going to get we're going to get doggone dirty down to the nitty gritty. That's right. So look for that coming up in February. So what you're seeing now is my daily conversation with you, Free to Hope, Monday through Friday for just a half hour, 6:30 to 7. And depending upon this technology, I may be a few minutes late, but you better believe I'm coming. All right. So stay tuned for those dates. Now, yesterday, let me see, the day is Sunday. I mean, yeah. So, whew, let me slow down, spirit. Spirit, slow down. Slow me down, spirit. Hey, the spirit. Oh my God. Okay. So, let me see. Um, did I do um did I do number 9 last week or 10? I'm not sure. But each day I give you something different as to how we're going to dissect the many layers of that onion that we are engulfed in. Because at the core of that onion is the real you. Yes, it is the real you. I found it. I found who I am. I found out who I am. I found out who I belong to too. See how relaxed and easy it is just to be you, transparent and authentic. Okay, so now what I want to do is right to share with you in order for us to really get dirty down and deep and for me to even sit before you like I am, I had to walk through the fear. hmm I had to walk through the fear. Now, let me share this with you. A few years ago, I was offered a position, right? This is before I got my dentures, right? And so when I went to get my dentures, because cocaine and alcohol ate up my teeth, right? And so when I was offered this position, I had just got uh, an assessment of what it's going to take to get me dentures. And guess how long it was? 6 months. 6 months? But I no teeth? Okay. I've done the work. The teeth don't make me, right? I make the teeth. No, well, they make the teeth, right? And so when I got this position to teach anger management to uh, offenders who are coming out of prison, $50 an hour. Yes. This was a few years ago for mothers in charge, right? And when I was offered that position, and I recognized that I was going to be toothless for 6 months, do you think I took the job? Do you think I took the job? $50 an hour, huh? At that time, it was 2 hours, right? Okay. And so, yes, I took the job. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I took the job. Y'all, ooh, if y'all only knew, y'all only knew. And so, as a result of taking that job, I performed and conducted a workshop, every time for 6 months without my teeth, right? And so once we addressed the elephant in the room when they first came and saw me, it was like, I was like, Then I said, how y'all doing? How y'all like me now? My name is Edwina Bell, and I'm here to present skills and techniques on how to control your anger. You looking like that? Yes, 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 yes. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm getting dentures. It takes 6 months. So what you see is what you get for the next 6 months. And so after we addressed the elephant in the room, listen, we got down, dirty, and deep. And so 6 months later, now listen to this, y'all. When I finally got the dentures in, and I was still teaching the class with the same individuals, some new, some repeats, they didn't even recognize I had my teeth in. I was like, y'all was with me for a whole 6 months and y'all don't recognize I got teeth. They said, no, we got used to you. And so I want you to get used to being you. Okay. All right. So, but the first thing that I had to address is fear. And so from recovery, emerge empowered, right? We know that from recovery, emerge empowered is free to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. But we also have to dissect the acronym for fear. In my past, and then yet sometimes because of my humanness, but I know that I have to decide what spirit is going to be occupying this vessel. I need to choose. Yes. See, before it was like automatic. And so in my past, it was forget everything and run. And I'm going to share with you the short version, particularly during my addiction of 14 years. We used to say F everything and run. F everything and forget it. F everything and run. No, no, no. No, I ain't dealing with it. I don't want to face it. No, I F it. No, I'm out. Run, run, run till you can't run no more, right? Eventually, you're going to have to stop. Eventually, you will stop by having your knee bowing experience, like I had mine almost 34 years ago. As of February the 23rd of 2024, I will be celebrating 34 years in recovery from alcoholism, drug addiction, mental illness, prostitution, all that. I even committed murder, y'all. Listen, I'm transparent. I committed murder. I believe, right? I believe, from my perspective, I believe I committed murder. Yes, because as a prostitute, I got pregnant and I knew who the father was, but I didn't want to acknowledge him as the father because of what people might say, how they may look at me. I took life over some bull. But guess what? That experience led my addiction on a downward spiral until I was underneath a parked car 3 o'clock in the morning in the streets of Philadelphia, getting high and doing all kind of sexual things with my own stepson. That was my knee-bound experience. No more forget everything and run. No, face everything and recover. But how? How do I do that? How? I did it, and so can you. Because underneath that parked car, after my life flashed before me at the age of 34, I'm 68 now, at the age of 34, underneath a parked car, dogs and cats get underneath cars, not human beings. But I was going under there to save my life from my stepson, who I thought would hurt me, because under the influence, we all transform. You understand? Okay. And so I know now that was my knee-bound experience. Either I was going all the way or I'm not going. All right. And so this is the hit, y'all. And when you get to this point in your journey in life that is designed to happen that way for some of us, because the Creator chooses, who, what, when, and where. Many are called, but few are chosen. And so my knee bowing experience happened when I said these words while underneath that parked car. The beat-ups, the setups, the suicide attempts, the rapes, passed around like a bucket, spit on, called all kinds of names, neglected my children. My family don't know who I am. I hollered out these words: whoever they say you are, whoever they say you are, take me out this life now or show me a better way. I heard about you, but I don't know you personally. Take me out now or show me a better way. See, I had to turn it over to a God that I didn't even know, heard about. I no longer could make the choice because what? I don't have the power. But I do have the power to surrender. I can choose to surrender. Although that was a humiliating experience, it brought about some humility. When I said, help me. Okay? So now, since I walked through the fear, face everything and recover, face everything and be restored, face everything and rejoice, face everything and rebound, face everything what? And be rejuvenated so that you can set others free by giving them hope, right? All right, so now let me find out where I am. So now I want to go to our starting point. So let's see. Okay, now we know that I have been sharing with you. Let me bring these up, okay? I have been sharing with you pictures of my family, because when we talked about, let's see, here we go. All right, let me see. I need to make sure. Okay, y'all just hold on a second. Okay, hold on. See, I love being me today because I don't have to allow myself to get frustrated over nothing. Now, I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but guess what? It doesn't even matter to me. I'm just trying to get this thing together. All right, so now that I got this, so you see my background. I changed my background, right? Because when I looked at how I started wearing the different masks, right? By whom, what situation, what circumstances, right? And so I had to, through my 12-step spiritual program, go back into my history, not to find out what's wrong with me, but to find out what happened to me. And so that's why I recognize there are situations, circumstances that can trigger me. And I'll turn back to that bitch. That's right. She ain't went nowhere. It's that switch. But see, the more I practice spiritual principles and apply them to all earthly matters, I'll get better. I like the fact that I'm around Reverend Daniels, right, from the substance abuse ministry at Canaan Baptist Church. See, I haven't been a part of the church life for the past 18 years, but I've been in recovery 34 years. So there's times when, listen, I just be me. I was like, oh, shit. He was like, oh, you got to watch your mouth. I said, okay. Oh, you're right. Oh, stop. Oh, what? Don't even, Wusa. See what I mean? Wusa. Because I can allow that person or the things I used to do to keep coming out. But now that I'm aware, right? So what situations, what circumstances, what events triggers those different masks that I wear? So we're going to be exploring that, all right? So let's go back to the family, right? So I've been sharing with you recently that the first addiction I had was to my dad, okay? And many of you know my dad, as I shared, was a provider. He was a provider. He was a provider. My father was not affectionate. Most of the rarely ever. My father was not family oriented. You know, my father did not do a whole lot of activities with us as children and his wife, but my dad did teach us how to skate. Yes, he did. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is that my makeup and wearing all the masks stemmed from me trying to get attention from my dad. I mean, for a long time, which is why the 3 men that I was married to were all older than me. I wonder why. All right. And so I also talked to you about, how with my dad, right? I wanted to be just like him. He said what he wanted to say. He did what he wanted to do and all that old kind of stuff. And I watched and I imitated some of his actions. But I'm a girl. I told you I even tried to go to the bathroom like him, right? Huh? Yes. He didn't eat eggs. I didn't eat eggs. He didn't like this. I didn't like that. He didn't want that. I didn't want that. I want to be just like my daddy. Yes. And so guess what? It was my dad that I learned the value of being a female. Yes. My father was a womanizer. Every time he would abuse my mother, he'd bring another woman in the house. Every time we ride the bus, because he was a bus driver, he has one of his women sitting in the corner. I didn't know none of that, right? And so as a little girl, seeing my father have all these different women, it made me think my mom is not good enough for you. So guess what? I learned this by putting on the mask. Women are to be used, abused, and then replaced. That's what I learned from my dad. Women are to be used, abused, and then replaced. Ain't that something? And you wonder why we wear so many masks. Okay, so let's go to my mom. Okay, now with my mom, right? Let's go here with my mom. My mom was a very nurturing woman. Nurturing, yes, she was, right? And so I modeled a lot of my behaviors behind my mother. And now behaviors like watching how she got attention from my dad, okay? The moves, the eye contact, the pushing of the butt, the lifting up, you know what I'm talking about, right? The seductive and promiscuous ways, right? And not only my mother, the real person who really taught me a whole lot was this woman back here. Wait a minute, what happened to it? Wait, oh yeah, this woman back here, my Aunt Margaret. Can you see her? But you probably can't see her right now, but that's okay. And I'm going to talk about her. But see, with my mother, on the one hand, she was very passive. And I watched that too, because I'm thinking, Mom, why are you letting Dad beat you up like that? Mom, you can't defend yourself. Mom, why don't you leave? Mom, what's wrong with you, Mom? You know what I mean? And then when Dad would try to abuse us, she could only do but so much, right? Because my dad instilled fear in all of us. So again, when we are fearful, we begin to put on the mask to hide the fear. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Yes. So then, when I introduced y'all to my family, right? Here we go. Here we go. Well, but you know what? Let me go back to my mom for a second. Let me go back to my mom. Let me go back to my mom for a second. Okay. Now, see, with my mom, she was a protector, right, of her children. I didn't find out till years later, after I talked to my mom, to find out what happened to her, instead of thinking something was wrong with her, and my father too. But I found out information about my mother and how she grew up and how she was given away, how my father was given away, right? And so she vowed never to separate her children. And so I admire my mother about that, right? And then on the other hand, being a part of in a household where my father was abusive, I was getting mixed messages, right? And so the only time my dad really showed my mom any real affection was after he abused her. Black eye, busted lip. Oh my God. He did the same thing to us. After he whooped our ass, I'm saying it. After he threw the ashtray out of anger and bust my brother in the head, he would show us affection. So I grew up believing if you abuse me, that meant you love me and you would show me affection. What kind of mask is that? It was the one I experienced. It was the one that I saw. So, okay. And when I talk about my siblings as well, they too had the same experience. So let me put them up on the screen here. Let me put them up on the screen. Okay. So these are my siblings, right? Ruby, Deborah, Carolyn, Eddie Boy, and Henry. And that's my mom, of course. And the whole Afrocentric thing really came from my father, who was an educator, okay? Black history, culture. And he was one of the instructors at the Temple University Pan-African Studies. So, I'll be sharing some of this with y'all in my virtual sessions, as well as my master classes, and definitely my boot camp. But then, we have to dissect the relationship between each sibling. They were different, right? They were different between each sibling. And so I need to share with you how you need to do the same thing to see what mask you wear when you have siblings, other family members. Yes. What situations, circumstances brought about the different masks? Where did you learn them from? How did they begin? Family. Family. All right. So let's go on. Now I want to share with you just a little more about what to expect from the Free to Hope virtual conversation with me. Okay, let me take a drink of coffee. I ain't got but a couple more minutes. Okay. When I say the importance of creating an atmosphere, right? I'm sharing that because most of us who have grown up in what we thought was a normal family until we found out that it wasn't normal, but what is normal, right? And so coming from a situation where all masks were worn because of fear, right? And so we forgot everything and we ran. But recovery in my 12-step program taught me how to face everything and recover. And so in order for me to face everything and recover, right, the atmosphere needed to be created, the atmosphere of safety. Oh, the atmosphere of safety. Can I share with you? How much do I share with you? What you going to do with what I share? How you going to feel about me if I say those things? What you going to think about me? Who you going to tell? Fear, fear, fear. And so in my 12-step recovery program, they created an atmosphere I think I tell you about the dream I had last night about that. They created an atmosphere of safety, right? And so they allowed us to see that drinking wasn't the problem. Not coffee. Drinking wasn't the problem. It was our thinking that was the problem, right? And so our thinking taught us that we needed to keep concealed what we knew needed to be revealed. That paved the way to be healed. So in my atmosphere of safety in a 12-step spiritual program, I want to do that for you in our virtual sessions. So we want to create an atmosphere of safety so that you too can practice revealing what's been concealed in order to heal. Okay, so all this week, I'm going to hone in on the expectations from my virtual conversations with you, as well as my master classes. But just let me stop there, and because it's time. All right. So when I need y'all to go and let's see. I need y'all to send me an email, right? And guess what, y'all? If it's just one person, so be it. Listen. My God said just help one. So in order to be set free from recovery, emerging power, to give hope to others, as we address our brokenness and being broke. Dr. Alvin Turner from New York, originally practiced here in Delaware, made that statement to me on my TV show. He said, Edwina, we asked the wrong question, particularly for our youth, but anybody really. We always say, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And that's what the Western culture teaches us, right? But our African culture, teach us like, what happened to you? What happened? We were kings and queens, and we were spiritually wealthy, right? And spiritually whole. So what happened to break down, right? And create our brokenness and being broke. So I want to do that for you. If it's only one person, guess what? You have been chosen. You've been chosen. So I need you to email me, right, at edwina.bell@yahoo.com, your information, your name, your phone number, okay, and whatever email you use other than the one you're going to send me, because I need to contact you, right? I need to text you so that I can invite you tonight. And I'm going to, once I get that email of those who want to join my virtual conversation session tonight, I'm going to look in my email. And if I don't see you, then, it's okay. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow and you can join then. All right. So in the meantime, are you tired of being broken and broke? Do you want to learn how to apply spiritual tools and resources to have spiritual breakthroughs? Do you? Are you ready to have your knee-bound experience? Have you had it yet? If not, it's coming. And it's people like me who's going to be on the other side of the screen and hopefully in your presence to say, come on in the room. Come on in the room. I love y'all. And I love myself first. But I love God the most because he loved me first, right? And so sometimes until I got a better understanding of God, because I'm getting my doctorate in biblical studies just to learn more about the God who met me, prepared me, and delivered me from underneath that parked car to be sitting here before you. So God, for me, in my early stages was good, orderly direction. Good, orderly direction until it became God all by himself. Okay, so I got to go, y'all. Y'all have a blessed day, prosperous day. Be of service to someone. And if it's God's will that we meet again tomorrow morning, I'll be here. I hope to see some of y'all tonight.